Buttercream frosting is that delicious, sweet, velvety icing you get on top of your favorite cupcake. You'll be amazed at how easy it is to make, plus how delicious it is to eat. Well, there are many different varieties of buttercream frosting, but they all fall into one of two groups. In one group, you make a sweet base and then you whip in butter. On the other group, you whip butter and you add a sweet base. We're gonna make the easiest buttercream frosting. It's called American buttercream frosting and it starts with butter. Now, with any recipe that has few ingredients, it's really important that those ingredients be highest quality. So we're gonna use cultured European butter here, and the important thing is to know what temperature the butter's at. So here's some butter that I've let come to room temperature, and you can test it with your finger. You're gonna push into it, and it shouldn't swallow up your finger, but it should give a little resistance, but leave a good fingerprint. So there's our butter. So let's beat this butter until it's light and fluffy. We're gonna have to scrape down the bowl several times. It's gonna take about 5 minutes. So each time you scrape down the bowl, you're gonna feel that butter getting lighter and lighter on your spatula. That's good. We want to whip all the air that we can into this butter. It'll be light and creamy, smooth, and no lumps in it at all. Now we have to add our next major ingredient, and that, of course, is confectioners sugar or powdered sugar. But what's critical to us in the end result is we don't want any lumps in this buttercream frosting. So we're going to put that sugar through a sifter. We're just going to spoon this through a fine strainer, or if you have a flour sifter, that will work really well too. So once you've made sure there are no lumps left in your sugar, we can go ahead and add that to the butter, about a cup at a time. So once you have all that sugar incorporated, you're gonna scrape down the bowl again, and we're gonna add some flavors to our buttercream. Okay, so we're gonna put in vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract, because we're making simple, plain, basic buttercream. But if you wanted to make it different, now's when you could add some orange extract and perhaps some orange zest, or lemon extract, or maybe a little bit of espresso in here if you're making a mocha buttercream. Or, my favorite, you could melt some chocolate and pour some chocolate into here and make chocolate buttercream. Then we're going to add some cream to the buttercream just to thin it to the right consistency. How much? That depends on you and what the right consistency is for you. Now comes the best part. It's time to taste that icing and make sure that it's to your liking. Check to make sure there's enough vanilla in there, and check the consistency to make sure it's creamy enough and spreadable. There's nothing that makes me mad about that at all. So now we're gonna transfer that to a piping bag. We're gonna put it on some cupcakes, and we are gonna make dessert fun. Okay, so if you're using a piping bag, there's a good way to put icing into a piping bag that makes it easier to pipe. We're gonna invert that and make a little cuff on the top, just like this, and roll that down around your left hand. Make that opening here. We're gonna put a star tip in the bottom of this. You could put a star tip or a round tip in if you want. If you don't have a piping bag, go ahead and use a zipper sealable plastic bag. Don't cut the corner off yet, but load that plastic bag the same way I'm gonna load this one. So take a big scoop of that icing and pop it into the bag. Once you've got quite a bit in there, push it down towards the tip and scrape it off against your hand. And then we're gonna invert that cuff. Now when you get the cuff completely inverted like this, you're gonna go ahead and give that a twist. We do this to force that icing down to the tip, but we don't want it coming back at us this way. Squeeze it, you'll see the icing's coming out. It's time to ice our cupcakes. We're gonna start at the edge. We're gonna go all the way around the cupcake in concentric circle, ending at the top, and bring it straight up. Let's do it again. So you'll notice in between each cupcake, you give that bag a little turn like this, just to squeeze that icing down towards the bottom. So we've got our cupcakes iced. You can do the same technique with a large layer cake if you like. So there you go, look at those pretty buttercream frosted cupcakes. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more of the basics, click right over here. If you'd like to see everything I used in this recipe, click over here. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for more basics, put them right down in the comments section below.